My dad took me to Lyle and Bobby Bittner's fall production sale. I take that back. We went to their spring club pig sale, and he bought me a pair of Chester white gills.
Chester white gills. So you participated in 4-H or FSA?
4-H. In many ways, Prairie State is nothing more than a 4-H project that got a little out of hand. I had planned on probably doing something business-related, non-agricultural, up until I got into college, but was kind of planning on possibly having a sow herd on the side as well. And then during my freshman year in college, the barn that I used to raise all my animals burnt down. And as a result, I didn't have any facilities here at the farm, and it was to the point that if I was going to do something, I needed to build some sort of facility. And at that time, vertical integration was really starting to take off, and I knew commercial-wise that if I only had 300 to 500 sows at most, that would never make it. So bore studs and AI were really becoming popular back then. In fact, when I started this in '95, there was almost seemed like a bore stud that was opening about every square mile. They were just flying open all over the place. So decided to do it. Was very fortunate to have a set of very supportive parents who co-signed a loan for me. And before taking finals my senior year at the university, I had started construction of our first boar barn, and was working on bringing in our first set of boars and putting our first cattle home together. I purchased a landrace boar named Sinatra from Bierman. 401k. 401k. First of all, it just gave us so much exposure, and so many people had never heard of us after we purchased that hog. Even though we didn't set the world on fire with Semen sales that boar, he did pay for himself. Just the exposure and putting us on the map. That in combination with being lucky enough to reserve the domain name showpigs.com back in 1997. I mean, those were the two big things that kind of hit bang bang that finally started some growth here at Prairie State. Well, it's a lot easier for me to prepare for it than it is for breeders, because we don't have to worry about sows. We can just go out and buy the boars at a particular show or off the farm that kind of fits where we think things are going. I think it's a lot more difficult for breeders to stay on top of that and trying to stay trendy. I don't go to near as many shows as I used to. I'm not near as involved in traveling to farms and that sort of thing. At times that could be a possible hindrance. I do have a great group of guys that work here, and I do trust them with my checkbook and with their eyes. But in all fairness, I probably need to be more involved in certain aspects of that. But I have a hard time 15, 20 years from now looking back and telling my son I missed his baseball game because I had to go to a pig show. So, I've got the rest of my life to earn a living and make money, and I'm comfortable now, and I don't have any regrets with the amount of time that I spend with my family on a daily basis. And that's one thing that I enjoy from the boar stud industry. It's about as close to an 8 to 5 job as possible in the swine world. I don't have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go out to the farrowing house and check sows and work as many hours or be as committed or married to it as other people in the industry do. Oh, I mean, basically they do everything that I just can't get to. I mean, I try to delegate out and match my employee strengths with needs of the company, and some are extremely handy, can fix anything, and just they're behind the scenes and keeping everything running here at Prairie State in terms of equipment and that sort of thing. And others are more sales related, and I just try to fine-tune the strengths of the employees and try to keep Prairie State running efficiently and smoothly so that we don't have any major hiccups that affect us. At work?
Monday through Friday. One of those, yeah.
Tell you what, on Mondays and Thursdays when overrun starts up in the busy season, there is no bigger adrenaline rush than trying to keep up with phones, processing credit cards and UPS labels, and trying to get everything out the door before UPS gets here around 4 o'clock. At times, we'll have 5 lines with us for up to a half hour, 45 minutes. And, we had one time an overrun, we sold $17,000 of semen in an hour. Those times are fun. It's also stressful. But as long as we've been doing it, we've got it down to a pretty good system. So I'd say the collection days are probably still funnest just because there's never a dull moment, and you're always putting out fires and just trying to get everything done, boxed up, and mistake-free before UPS gets here at 4 o'clock. Favorite movie? I don't know if I can narrow it down to one. Let me think on that one for just a moment. Oh, I'm not sure. Probably Will Ferrell for the actor. Adam Sandler. Any movie that makes me laugh. The old ones like The Three Amigos, that's one of my favorites, even though it's older. Talladega Nights cracks me up. Zoolander. Those sort of movies that don't really have a plot. They're just kind of funny. Those are the ones that I like. Chicago Cubs? Well, if you go back to our time machine in 2003 and have Steve Bartman not reach his hand over the fence, I think we would have found out.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
I was at that game too. I paid $300 for a ticket on the rooftop that night. Cubs in the World Series, they need, you don't know what they've got the third or fourth highest payroll in baseball, and they don't have too many glaring holes. On paper they look good. It just seems like for some reason they don't come together. Got a new manager this year, Mike Wade, and we'll see if he'll be the one to get him over the hump. I guess the most important piece of advice I would give them is to don't listen to what other people have to say. Focus on what you feel you need to do, what you need to do to differentiate yourself from your competitors, and just stay on task. We had so many people that told me when I started that I couldn't do it, that I couldn't make it, that it would never work, that it would never last, that at best I'd be in business 2 or 3 years. And here we are 15 and a half years later, and we're still here, and I think that's a lot of me being stubborn, and two, I think it made me mad, people telling me that I couldn't do it, that I worked harder and tried to think outside of the box and try to find ways to make this thing work.